Hey kids. I think this looks pretty good. So last time we did diffuse lighting. I'm just gonna take care of this. So you see this guy? He's like he's all jaggedy, right? So you can see all the faces are very discreet on this guy. And what this means. Did I close the paint program? Seriously? Okay, there it is. What this means. Let's see. Hard. I'll make it. Select it. Okay, there it goes. Ah! Oh god, I'm having like a panic. Oh. Select it. What are you doing? There we go. Okay. All right. So it's hard versus soft surface. What does this mean? Well, on our little sphere here, if we zoomed into, that's a sphere. Looks like the troll face. If we zoomed into one part of it, we would see something like this, where if we look at the individual vertices here and display the normals, it would look something like this. The normal pointing that way, and then for the other surface, it's pointing this way and this way, for this way, like there you go. So the normals of each surface, you have two normals sharing a vertex position. Essentially, there's two vertices on each other with different normals. So this surface will take these two normals, and then this surface will take these two normals, and so on. And this is called hard surface. So that's hard surface. Whoops. And why is that? Well, that's because if we look at what the result is, each surface is getting its own unique normal, which means you get these hard edges right here, right? Right here is this edge here, the edge between two surfaces. But what if we want to render it softly? What if I want this to look more like a ball? Well, I could increase the amount of faces to make it, maybe subdivide this by 2 or maybe by 10 or something to get as smooth a surface as I can. That is one way, but a more maybe efficient way is to, instead of having these unique normals like this, I instead share normals between each face. So we have something instead like, if I draw that like the actual surface here. So I would instead have something like this, and then have a normal that's pointing in between the two faces. And here also have a normal that's pointing sort of away like that, and then like that. And then I'll have this surface here share these two normals, and this surface here, this face, is sharing these two normals. And then this surface here, this face, is taking these two normals. And what will happen is that on this surface, it will blend between these two normals. So up here, it will point this way, and in the middle, it will point sort of in between the two, and then over here, it will point more downwards. And then on the next phase, it will begin on the same normal and start blending towards the next normal. So you will have this blended normal on the surfaces. It won't be one discrete normal for every point on the face, like in the hard surface. And this is called soft surface. All right. And right now our sphere is a hard surface sphere, right? So you can see each discrete face. But if I just go into Blender, so I'll go into Blender and this is not really important, but I do want you guys to understand the difference between a hard surface and a soft surface. I'll make a UV sphere here. And by default in Blender, the UV sphere is hard surface like this, and this is how I exported it. But if I just do shade smooth, this looks much better, right? So in the corner, you can still sort of see little traces of faces. The faces are still there. The number of faces has not increased, but rather now the normal is sort of being smoothly transitioned as you move up and down, which means the light calculation will make it look smooth. It will smooth the edges in between each face. So if I now export this instead, so I'll export it over to a wavefront object and on the sphere, like so, and I restart. Now we can see the sphere looks much nicer. You can still see like the hint of faces. It's not perfect, but it is a lot better. So this is a nice way to fake smoothness in 3D applications. And you know, on this Monkey Man, we could probably do something similar. So maybe if we take the monkey, so I'll delete the sphere, and the monkey. And let's shade it smooth. Like, why don't you do this with everything? Let's do shade smooth. And it doesn't look great. I mean, it looks kind of fine. Like his skull and stuff looks pretty good. But, you know, his ear is looking a little bit weird, and his eyes are doing light here, looks kind of weird. His mouth. So it's not a like solve all solution, because the problem is that you want some stuff to be hard. Like for example, his ear here, I would probably make, you know, the edges of his ear here hard, and I don't think they're hard. They're hard now. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll probably make like this edge here. I kind of want a hard edge here and not a smooth one. Here I think they have actually been automatically hard shaded, and you know, maybe here I would make these edges hard as well, and maybe a few edges here. So you can see it's not a solve-all solution. You sort of have to take into consideration what is the thing actually supposed to look like, and then make edges hard versus soft based on that. So I think I will actually keep the monkey as being hard-edged, but this figure is pretty, I think, pretty obvious that this looks better being smooth shaded. Cool. So that was just a quick detour into hard versus soft edges.